Chapter 11 Part 2, El Paso, Texas. Samuel stopped. Billy? Billy replied, "What you want, man?" Samuel became serious. "I wanted to let Cush know that me and you are friends and that last night is just how we talk to one another. I programmed you to have the humor of my favorite comedians like Mike Epps, Dave Chappelle, Kevin Hart, Bernie Mac, and I didn't want him to think you were violent." Billy said, "And?" Samuel got frustrated. "And tell him we talk like that to each other, you're a friend." Billy lost his attitude toward Samuel. "I hate to say it, but yes, that is correct, Cush, we are truly friends and do talk to one another in that way. We are indeed friends." Cush smiled. "It's okay, I've seen you mad before, but you smiled a few times as you were talking to each other. I knew then you two were just joking around." Samuel smiled. "Thanks, Billy, I didn't want him to think you're a killing machine or nothing like that." Billy returned to his usual self. "Motherfucker, you finna cry again?" Samuel shook his head. "Shut the fuck up." Samuel turned back toward Cush. "That was on my mind last night, since you recently just met old Billy Boy. I didn't want you to have a bad taste in your mouth about no AI. We went from Google to Latranculians and back to Google 2.0 with the Zirians, which is what Billy is. Anyways, back to our story. Mletsi told Wanyenyekevu, "Continue to travel west and I will return with a blessing from Sabaoth when you have achieved this final lesson." Wanyenyekevu said, "I don't understand it at all." Mletsi vanished. "You will." Wanyenyekevu rubbed his eyes, scratched his head, then replied with determination, "It will be so." Unfamiliar with this environment, he didn't know what to eat or where to find water. He ran across a plant and what appeared to be some kind of fruit on it. He took a bite of it and found himself getting sick. Then, he woke up and still had the fruit in his hand, but hadn't been bitten, so he immediately threw it away. The confusion would come and go, and he thought he was going crazy for a moment. He dropped to his knees as he prayed. "Sabaoth, I don't know what I'm doing. Please guide me." As he was praying, Sabaoth showed him a cactus, and the things he read as a child manifested. "Water from cactus and snakes I can eat." These bizarre dreams continued to happen to him until he began to get used to them, but his diet remained the same for 30 days until he found himself in Socorro, Texas, outside El Paso. Mletsi appeared before him. "Your trials are finished, and you have accomplished all that Sabaoth has required of you." Anointing Wanyenyekevu's forehead, Mletsi continued, "Release your spirit, open your mind, and your flesh shall follow. Every spirit has a gift, but the flesh and the mind prevent its manifestation. Each gift is unique for everyone, 4 gifts are freely given to all flesh that Sabaoth creates. Your Creator chose you because of your heart and humbleness. There will only be 3 people in this lifetime who shall receive this gift. It shall soon come to you like breathing, and you must embrace it. For it is a special gift from Sabaoth. You are the first of humanity ever to receive such a gift, and you shall teach every man how to embrace his gift. With this special gift, you shall pass it on to your descendant when the time comes. Your gift as a man is a gift to see the heart for what it is. If it is sincere or not. But that gift you received from Sabaoth shall be as you have read in the books of Kings during your holy jeûne. So shall you bless your descendant with a double portion of the blessing as Elijah did? Now, close your eyes and tell me, what is it you see?" Wanyenyekevu quickly replied, "Darkness." Before he could finish the word, he said, "Wait." As he continued, "I see me alone in the desert, and you are not here." Then Mletsi said, "Before you opened your eyes, I will not be here because your journey from here is your own now, and you will only see me again when Sabaoth needs you to see me. Your special gift from Sabaoth is to see 10 minutes into the future, but you need to accept it and control it. Everyone doesn't need to know your gift, which you will learn. Your true journey starts now." Wanyenyekevu opened his eyes, and Mletsi was gone. The evening sun faded as he sat there gazing into the sky. He noticed a hare just within range for a quick dinner as the sun set. He reached for his bow, shot the hare, prepared a small fire, and cleaned it. As he waited for the hare to get to that perfect brown tone, he seasoned it with some of the last fresh herbs and spices he received from his mother. He just stood there looking into the fire, grabbed a pen and pad, and wrote, "Black race." Contemplating. Yes, heavy thoughts run throughout this weary mind. Sad thoughts, good thoughts, but how do I express myself to you? Ungrateful is a word I like to use. It seems hard to say, but the truth will lead you to the straight and narrow way. Disrespectfulness seems to be second nature for you. Why do I try so hard to be so polite in my sayings? 'Cause with humility and kindness, you get the best results. Nothing will happen without the two. If people don't listen to you, will it be your fault? What kind of sense is that? I will speak, and you take what you want. All I ask is you do your own research. I do not lie, it's the best of my knowledge. Here I go, face to face. By the way, I dedicate this to the black race. Firstly, to the males who make up 70% of those in jail. Be strong. For the sisters who have forgotten about true love. Be patient. I say this in every aspect of life. If you need an example, look at Jesus Christ. He paid the price, the supreme sacrifice. The abusive nature that we are now in has created so much confusion. Between us, within us, as we argue, fight and fuss. Creating something that the black race has never seen before. Killing for land that's not ours. Killing each other for the colors we wear. Killing one another because of a simple stare. Brothers rejecting the natural course of a man. Even sisters do the same. Receiving within themselves that which is unnatural and uncommon. What a silly and lame game that we play. Talking to the black race. To those who don't understand, let me offer a hand. Homosexuality is what I refer to. At first, when I saw it, it was something I feared to see. I thought it could rub off on me. Ignorant to the sickness, but now it's clear. No more do I reject my brothers and sisters because of their sexuality. Many have been used, abused, and now confused. Unable to deal with these problems, they have left their true origin, their roles in life. But as long as they need me, I will always be there for them to see. 'Cause they are my people, the black race. There are some amongst you, I've heard you say, he is from the south, but I'm from the north. She is from the West Indies, but I'm from Europe, and that saddens me. The ignorance that comes out of your mouth. Are you trying to say I'm dumb, and you're smart? Hell, where's your damn heart? Where are your eyes? We're still black. Teach me what you know, and I'll teach you what I know. Let's stop being each other's foes. Someone who holds the truth, but never tells that truth is of no use. How can you be useful to anyone but you? Knowledge that isn't shared makes me blue. Suicide wasn't our way of dealing with our problems. We were always able to handle them, even solve them. Once a proud people to be called the black race. Now to many, it's a disgrace. Jumping off bridges, putting guns to our heads. Our precious gift of life flows through the streets until we're dead. Rats lick our blood, as if it's wine. This must be a part of the end times. From Babylon to Uncle Tom's, field niggers to house niggers, from jail to prison. Is our existence a sin? To the sisters, I won't say much, because I believe a lot of what's wrong with you is us. Slave mentality still runs rampant in your hearts and minds. Jealousy and envy is helping to destroy our kind. Our minds. Can you be happy with anyone? They live in a nice house? Or drive a fine car? What a shame, we're still playing the killing game. A people that has been through so much hell, we should be the nicest people on this planet. Killing and hurting is all we know. So, it seems to be the only thing we do. Laugh and criticize those who have dreams. Don't have respect for our mothers, kill our fathers while laughing in his face. The black race seems to be a disgrace to the human race. Come out of the person you've been molded to be, forget what's in your minds about each other. Learn to be lovers of yourself, then you can be lovers to others. When that happens, you will be called a race that doesn't exist. For where is the land of black? Until you realize that you will forever be an outcast, the lowest form of life. You see, others know their point of origin. Koreans, Japanese, Europeans, Italians, all recognize their race, their place. For we are Africans. We are indigenous. Until then, your title, your place, be plain and simple. The black race. Wanyenyekevu was staring at the fire, waiting for his meal to finish, when he smelled something strange. Looking up, he saw his meal burning. After a few minutes of cleaning off the burnt sections, he slowly ate his meal and lay down for the night. He had a vision of a few men just a few yards away from him as he was lying down. He focuses on the men and their conversation, Aislinn? One man said to another, "No disrespect, but your father would have my head if we don't return soon." Said a man named Margier, a tall and skinny young man about 18 years old whose job was to look after Aislinn, the young son of a tyrant named Oedipus. They stood looking at Wanyenyekevu, scraping the burnt rabbit, from a distance with Aislinn his assistant and 3 bodyguards, Adalbert, Alwyn, and Corin. "I'll have Corin take your head now if you don't be quiet," said Aislinn. "I am hungry now, and this fool has dinner already ready. We're going to kill him and take his food." Aislinn was 18 years old, tall, hard-faced, and a very spoiled young man. They all had no choice but to agree. "Follow my lead then," Adalbert said. Wanyenyekevu sees and hears these 5 men who are Anakatas gather behind a large brush in the desert. After 10 minutes, he hears, "Evening my friend, we mean no harm. We're heading toward El Paso and thought that you might be on your way as well, and maybe you might need some company." Wanyenyekevu smiled, because he knew these were the same men he saw in his vision. Wanyenyekevu was always a serious young man and hardly joked or played around at all. You would have had to have known him for quite some time for him to make a joke around you. They didn't know that his weapon of choice was the white cane passed down from his ancestors, which yielded the samurai sword inside it when you turn it a particular way, made from elephant tusk his great-grandfather had killed. They didn't know that his bow was another weapon he loved for distances, which his grandfather made for his father, and his father gave it to him for his journey. But his love for carving wood and fashioning different metals made him an expert in throwing stars and knives. What they didn't know was about to be the last thing they knew, for Wanyenyekevu said to the men, "How is it that so many come for one man? Is this the way of the Anakatas?" "No, I have not known of this way since hunting for boar. As a child, we did go in groups to hunt the great beast, for they are dangerous animals when you come face to face." "So, is this what you see when you see me? A great animal, and you are children looking for a great adventure?" Corin was Aislinn's chief bodyguard, 22-year-old, 6 foot 2 inches, weighing 260 pounds, with muscles bulging out of his clothing. He snarled, popping his neck and shaking his shoulders. "Leave this little man to me, and let me show him what I do to boars." Pausing to finish popping his neck, "Let's play little man." Wanyenyekevu noticed that Corin came rushing in, so he sidestepped to his right and mule-kicked him to the stomach. Then, he spun around and kneed him in the head, followed by a roundhouse kick. "Is that the best you can do?" Wanyenyekevu shouted, pointing at Corin, who was knocked out cold. Seeing this, the other 4 men yelled as they rushed toward Wanyenyekevu. He sidekicked Adalbert in the throat as he gasped for air. He took out his cane and quickly struck him in the temple, instantly killing him. As he swung around, he crossed the other bodyguard, Alwyn, in the groin. As Alwyn was leaning forward, he mule-kicked Margier. With one swift move, he turned the handle of his cane, revealing the samurai's blade, taking out Alwyn by piercing his heart as he pivoted just enough to decapitate Margier as he was leaning forward. Aislinn, the tyrant's son, fearing for his life, ran into the darkness. Listening to his footsteps as he ran, Wanyenyekevu threw a star that landed deep in the back of his skull, killing him. Anger comes over him as he hears the moans of Corin. He quickly drives his samurai into his heart, turning it 180 degrees. He took his samurai and slashed it in the air, forcing the blood from the blade. With one swift move, he wipes it with a cloth as it collapses back into the cane. As he heard the locking mechanism click, he looked for a minute at the dead men.